What's up everyone, Crow Space Boy here, and this is not another episode of Electric Wind Godvids. Dun dun dun! I haven't stopped making that, by the way. I'm a masochist. Masochist that constantly gives himself work. Nope, this is Phase Shift. Pokkén Tournament Trainer tips. I now really see why it was a bad idea to give myself a title of alliteration. Well, too late now. I'm stuck with it. I think it's pretty accepted at this point that I am SRK's resident Namco guy, and I ramble about Tekken over in the Electric Wind Godvid series. I've written a bunch of stuff about Pokkén and Soul Calibur. I would like to think that it's known that I like Namco and a lot of their games. So it's probably no surprise that you see a Pokkén tutorial video. Now, before we do anything, I want to establish some ground rules for this series. We're not going to go into a million tech videos about system mechanics for this game for a couple reasons. Number one, this game has a great tutorial mode that teaches you, I would say, roughly 90% of what you need for competitive tournament Pokkén. Pokkén is a simple game. If you have baseline fundamentals from any other fighting game, you can find a character in this game to translate that to for long-term tournament success. I guarantee it and can prove it because I made top 16 at DreamHack Austin without owning a Wii U. It really is that easy of a game to play. It's the perfect secondary fighter, especially since recording mode's been patched in and you have this trading function in your pocket at all times. Crazy, absolutely craziness. And that's why I've decided to take a different approach to this series. I want to jump straight into the meaty part of Pokkén, its meta and individual character tools. I'm going to try and discuss the specific skill sets tested for each individual case. I can think of no better place to start than Lucario 2Y. Look at this ridiculous thing. Imagine if Ryu's crouching medium kick in Street Fighter was a burst of energy that you couldn't counterpoke. This thing is 9 frames, which is the fastest speed for a generic tool in this game. It's completely safe, special cancelable, and it's considered a low. Now, Pokkén's guard button blocks all attacks, but that doesn't mean there isn't a high, mid, low game in this game. Low in this instance implies that this attack cannot be crouched under, but you can do an attack that jumps over it or has some other anti-low property. Jumping isn't even a solution to this, as you can throw out 2Y and then react with 8Y versus a jump, and you get a combo off of 8Y too.
Great.
What is this thing's weakness? Well, nearly every Lucario special move is unsafe, and the one that isn't, Force Palm, has much less range than 2Y does. If you're going to special cancel this, most likely into Bone Rush, you need to be wary of a player smart enough to walk into your footsie range only to block.
But Bone Slam is completely safe,
You might say. And you're right, but there's a gap in between the safe ender that will allow your opponent to CADC. Hey, Street Fighter 4 players, this is almost exactly the same as FADC. In fact, there's an option select that allows your opponent to punish every single option. If your opponent knows this OS, Bone Rush loses its effectiveness outside of hit confirming into it. If they don't know the option select,
It's bone time!
few other characters have a 2Y as powerful as Lucario's. If you consider yourself a Footsie Lord, I've had to re-record myself saying Footsie Lord a lot, just FYI, because that's a name someone might actually have. Then you really shouldn't have trouble playing the neutral to top 3 in your locals. Or at least, Lucario 2Y can form the foundation of you learning Pokkén. In fact, Lucario in general is a fantastic character for classic 2D game players to pick up in order to learn the fundamentals of Pokkén. He's a well-rounded powerhouse that has been a relevant tournament pick since day 1 of the first version of this game. Arguably, he has no bad matchups, and his 2Y is a big part of that. We're going to use Lucario as the basis of learning this game, and eventually we're going to take what we know from Lucario and expand it into other characters to learn the meta and the way that Pokkén is played at a high level. You may remember that option select that I was talking about earlier. Next time we jump into this, that's what we're going to be talking about.